What if I told you that the biggest reason smart investors own SCHD has almost nothing to do with its dividend yield? A lot of investors look at SCHD and see a dividend ETF that pays them cash every quarter. But that is only the surface. The more interesting story is what happens underneath the dividend: profitability, financial strength, dividend consistency, valuation, and the discipline to avoid simply buying whatever stock happens to have the highest yield. And there is one important reason SCHD can make sense even for investors who are still decades away from retirement. Stay with me, because near the end, I'll show you the biggest mistake investors make when building a portfolio around SCHD. And if you enjoy practical investing analysis like this, subscribe to Financial Literacy Lab and like this video. It helps the channel grow and lets me know you want more ETF breakdowns. SCHD is not just a dividend fund. SCHD, the Schwab US Dividend Equity ETF, is often described as a dividend ETF. That description is technically correct, but incomplete. The fund tracks the Dow Jones US Dividend 100 Index, which focuses on established US companies with a history of paying dividends while also applying fundamental screens. That distinction matters. Imagine two companies. Company A pays a 7% dividend, but its earnings are deteriorating, debt is rising, and the dividend may eventually become difficult to maintain. Company B pays 3.5%, but has strong cash flow, healthy profitability, manageable debt, and a long history of returning money to shareholders. Which one would you rather own for the next 10 or 20 years? Smart investors understand that a high dividend is not necessarily a high-quality dividend. SCHD's methodology attempts to separate sustainable dividend payers from companies simply offering an attractive yield. The expense ratio is part of the story. Another thing experienced investors understand is that costs compound too. SCHD has historically been known for an extremely low expense ratio, currently around 0.06%. That means you are not giving up a significant portion of your return to fund management fees. But here's the important part. A low expense ratio by itself doesn't make an ETF great. You can find inexpensive ETFs that own businesses you may not actually want to hold. The combination is what makes SCHD interesting. Low cost plus diversified holdings plus dividend discipline plus fundamental screening. That is much more meaningful than simply saying, this ETF has a good yield. The hidden advantage: business quality. Here's where I think many investors misunderstand SCHD. They focus on the dividend payment instead of the businesses producing that dividend. When you own SCHD, you're effectively buying exposure to a basket of mature companies with established business models and shareholder return characteristics. That can create a very different experience from owning a pure growth ETF. Growth-heavy portfolios can produce spectacular returns when technology and high-growth companies are leading the market. But when valuations become stretched or market leadership changes, those portfolios can experience significant volatility. SCHD provides a different factor exposure. It tends to emphasize companies with characteristics such as profitability, dividend quality, and financial strength. That doesn't make SCHD safer in every situation. It simply means you're taking a different type of risk. And that's something smart investors understand. Diversification isn't only about owning more stocks. It's about owning different types of businesses and return drivers. Why SCHD can lag the market. Now let's talk about the uncomfortable part. SCHD can underperform. And when it does, investors often start questioning the entire strategy. Suppose technology stocks are exploding higher while value-oriented companies are moving sideways. An investor looking at the S&P 500 or a growth ETF might think, why am I holding SCHD? But this is where expectations matter. SCHD isn't designed to win every year. If you expect one ETF to outperform every other investment regardless of market conditions, you're setting yourself up for disappointment. The smarter question is, what role does SCHD play in my portfolio? For some investors, that role might be dividend income. For others, it could be exposure to mature, profitable companies. And for long-term investors, the combination of dividend growth and potential capital appreciation may be more important than the initial yield. If you're still watching, comment SCHD below. I want to know how many people watching this video actually own SCHD, and whether you're buying it primarily for income, dividend growth, or long-term total returns. And if you haven't already, share this video with someone who thinks dividend investing is simply about finding the highest yield. The reinvestment effect. Here's another concept smart investors understand. A dividend isn't automatically a return advantage. What matters is what happens to that dividend after you receive it. If you spend every dividend, you're receiving income. But if you reinvest those dividends while the underlying businesses continue growing their earnings and dividends, you can potentially create a powerful compounding effect. You are essentially using today's cash flow to purchase additional ownership in businesses. Over decades, those additional shares can generate their own dividends. Then those dividends can purchase additional shares. That's the snowball. And this is why investors should pay attention to total return, not just the size of the quarterly distribution. A 4% yield doesn't automatically make an investment better than a 1.5% yield. The real question is, what combination of income growth and price appreciation can the investment produce over your time horizon? The biggest SCHD mistake. Now for the mistake I mentioned earlier. The biggest mistake may be treating SCHD as an entire portfolio. SCHD gives you broad exposure to large US dividend-paying companies, but it does not give you everything. You are still heavily exposed to the US market. You don't get the same growth-oriented exposure as something like SCHG. And you don't get international diversification simply by owning SCHD. That's why the smartest way to think about SCHD may not be, is SCHD the best ETF? Instead, ask, is SCHD the right piece of my portfolio? For one investor, SCHD could be the core. For another, it could complement a growth ETF. For someone else, it could provide a dividend-focused allocation alongside a broader market fund. The right answer depends on your goals, time horizon, risk tolerance, and need for income. So what do smart investors understand about SCHD that others don't? They understand that the dividend is only the beginning of the analysis. They look at the quality of the companies behind the dividend. They pay attention to valuation. They understand that SCHD can underperform during certain market environments. They understand that a low expense ratio matters over long periods. They understand the difference between dividend yield and dividend growth. And most importantly, they think about portfolio construction instead of trying to find one perfect ETF. SCHD doesn't have to beat every investment to be useful. It simply needs to perform its intended role effectively within a diversified strategy. And that may be the biggest lesson of all. This video is for educational and informational purposes only and is not financial advice. Always consider your own financial situation and conduct independent research before investing. If this video changed the way you think about SCHD, hit the like button, subscribe to Financial Literacy Lab, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next ETF breakdown. And before you leave, comment below, would you rather own SCHD for the next 20 years, or combine SCHD with a growth ETF like SCHG? I'd love to hear your strategy. Thanks for watching, and remember, build your portfolio with a plan, not just a ticker symbol.